Now, from the Action 4 studios, Sports Director Clay Williams and Joe Bowling bring you the best in Valley High School football from the week past and for the week ahead. Highlights, analysis, and predictions from all across the Valley. It's time for Sunday Sports Extra.
It is time for Sunday Sports Extra. Welcome aboard. I'm Action 4 Sports Director Clay Williams. With me, as always, Action 4 Sports Reporter Joe Bowling. And this week, our very special guest from the Monitor, it's Mario Aguirre. Mario, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk a lot of football. Going to talk a little volleyball as well because Mario's on that beat. But before we get that started, let's talk about the big game from Friday night. And McAllen and Harlingen, you know, that's two big names that everybody knows. And this one lived up to the billing and went down to the end. Ricky Rodriguez fumbled in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter came up huge and came up with a big run and then the go-ahead for the win right there. The McAllen defense held off Harlingen, and McAllen wins it. 21-14 is your final. Afterwards, Ricky Rodriguez very happy about what he was able to do.
Minute 7 left, you know. Coach Bechter always tells me, keep your feet running and don't go down until 11 men are on you. And I believe that 11 men were on me when I was in the end zone, but I had to give credit to my O-line for making the hole, man, and Coach for believing in me.
Ricky Rodriguez is such a competitor, and I don't hesitate for a second to put the ball back in his hands. I would trust that young man with my bank card.
Trust him with his bank card, he says. That's some pretty good trust. Joe, let's talk about Mac High and what Ricky Rodriguez was able to do and what Fred Hover was able to do on that incredible conversion for first down, which without that you wouldn't have had the touchdown.
Yeah, 4th and 7 and your own 35-yard line, complete about a 50-yard pass to set that up. But, you know, Rodriguez, I want to go back to him. On the sidelines, I was on the McAllen sideline to try to keep the wind and rain at my back. And when the defense was on the field or the offense was on the field and he was off, he was down there having fun. And that's what I remember looking over at him. And when they were down, he had fumbled the ball earlier. They were losing. And he was over there having fun, keeping his kids pumped up. And Ricky Rodriguez, real deal. It was good to see him get that win.
Mario, this McAllen pre-district schedule, pretty impressive. I mean, they had Edinburgh last week, but to go Odessa Permian and then 2 weeks later to go Harlingen and next week to go up against 2-1 Corpus Christi Carroll, this team is going to run the gauntlet before they ever get to district play.
This is the team, too, that lost in the first round of the playoffs, so they're really trying to test themselves going into district this year. They have Fred Hoover at quarterback. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to get all their pieces in place with just a couple more chances to get ready for district.
Yeah, just a few more to get ready, but you know, we're talking about Harlingen. They're down to their 4th-string quarterback in that game as Jesse Castro went down and then his backup went down. It's going to be tough for Harlingen because they're the only team not on a bye in their district this week, but another team in their district had an incredible comeback. Let's talk about Los Fresnos and what Los Fresnos was able to do at PSJA North. They were down 20 points to PSJA North and come all the way back and score 21 unanswered. That's Victor Cruz right there. Check that out. Unbelievable, taking it all the way deep into their territory. And then James Ronhell with the tying touchdown. The extra point was the winner as Los Fresnos comes back to win it 35-34. Mario, what does a comeback like this do for a team like Los Fresnos? Week 1, they had the same thing happen to them on their home field against Edinburgh North. Now they reverse it and go on the road and do it. That has to be pretty big confidence builder.
It's a big one too for a young team. I mean, this is a team that has a lot of new pieces. Last year they had a lot of new pieces. I had my doubts whether they would have made the playoffs last season, and they did. And they passed the first round for the first time in 4 years under Coach Clint Finley. So this is the kind of win that will help their confidence moving forward, and just the new district. They have San Benito there that's going to be right there challenging them, so it's a big win for them.
So their only loss, Los Fresnos, that first week loss to Edinburgh North. Are they the team to beat in 32-5A?
Well, suddenly they are, and again, because it's a district that's filled with teams that has got youth, and who's going to grow up first, and who's going to start getting this kind of win in which you come from behind on the road. And so, yeah, perhaps I'd slide them up there. Why not?
Well, right now they are tied. If you look at that district as we go into the bye week for almost all the 32-5A teams, there's Los Fresnos and Brownsville Veterans on top. South Hannah and San Benito 1-2. Harlingen 0-2, but playing Westlaco this next week. They will be the only team in this district that's still be going. Meanwhile, Rivera and Lopez down 0-3. Rivera, man, that's a hard luck. That's a hard luck 0-3 team. They're pretty good.
If those two met, that's 0-5. Harlingen and Rivera. It would be a great game.
Yeah.
And they're 0-5. Yeah, if they met right now.
That is hard to believe. But, hey, one of the big games coming up this week was a team that played against a 32-5A team. McAllen Memorial went to San Benito. They had to go in several different rain delays. It was delayed 3 times, as a matter of fact. But Trevor Spates comes up with over 220 yards again. And McAllen Memorial passing the ball again and getting it done. And McAllen Memorial winning that game. Now they are at home against Edinburgh North in a Thursday game. And that is a interesting game, to say the least. Mario, who have you got winning that game, Edinburgh North, McAllen Memorial, and why?
I think I'll bet on any team that has Trevor Spates, and they'll just give you that kind of offense. I mean, I saw him against Sherryland High this year, and he pretty much carried the team. They were blown out 50, I think it was like 57-28 or something, but I mean, he was there. So as long as the defense can hold up and he's there giving them that offense, I think they have a shot.
All right, Joe, your thoughts on McAllen Memorial, Edinburgh North?
If they had to go in it with only Trevor Spates, I would pick Edinburgh North, because they are showing that they're still stingy against the run, but Memorial's got too much. They got firepower through the air, and that spreads you out, and you can't just key on Trevor Spates. Memorial was going to win this game.
Yeah, we saw Jonathan Sanchez actually throwing that touchdown pass there in those highlights. And, hey, McAllen Memorial slowing down a San Benito offense that's pretty salty indeed. I'll go with McAllen Memorial in that one. Meanwhile, we are coming right back on Sunday Sports Extra. Going to get down to business in District 31-5A and talk about Sherryland. Hey, they get it done without an offensive touchdown, and they're switching things around at quarterback. We'll hear from the coach. Plus, we're also talking about, sabermetrics. How many touchdowns from Eber Lopez does it take for them to come out on top in their district? It's all next.